Hey, hey, what is up, spiritual hooligan? What are you not being honest with yourself about? Because the answer to that question is actually robbing you of your peace and keeping you in a survival state. Today, I'm going to talk you off the ledge and get you to be ruthlessly honest with yourself about doing things that disrupt you. Because you can't have a quiet mind and live an epic life if you aren't facing the negatives that you are putting yourself into and literally getting rid of them, completing them, etc., etc. Enlightenment is the recognition that we are all one thing expressing itself with infinite variety. So when you achieve that perspective, you won't settle for anything degrading. My name is Matthew Ferry, and I'm bringing you your daily enlightenment. It's your moment to pause, to slow down, to get connected to enlightened perspectives. I want to help you to quiet your mind and restore your peace. Ruthless honesty. It is very, very important that you take this on in your goal, your intention of achieving enlightened prosperity. And let me just remind you of those two words because people get kooky about it. Enlightenment, I said it before, it's the recognition that the source of life for you is the source of life for everything and everyone. We're all one thing expressing itself with infinite variety. But if we're just getting really brass tacks, enlightenment just means all is well. It's the recognition that all is well. And prosperity, don't get all weird on me like, I don't like money. Shut up. That's not what I'm talking about. Prosperity is doing well. Come on. Be honest with yourself. You absolutely 100% want to do well. And it's absurd to think anything else. That's part of the ruthless honesty we're going to do today. Okay, so a quiet mind. It's the result of when your mind recognizes, when your mind is overwhelmed with the idea that all is well. Now, when your mind is quiet, it's easy to take steps to make your life epic, which means you're doing well. All is well, doing well. Hey, everybody's well. So today, I want to help you to get ruthlessly honest with yourself, because that's how you confront the mind and transform it from survival consciousness into enlightened consciousness. So being honest with yourself and others is the most important first step that you can take towards living an enlightened life. And that is not easy. I know that that idea makes immediate sense to you, but you also have to tune in a little bit, okay? Tune in here because you're going to find that honesty feels dangerous to the survival part of your mind, which we call the drunk monkey. And let's just back up. I mean, from a very early age, you discovered that the people in your life didn't always agree with your point of view. Probably not even now. And as a young person, that was dangerous because you were genetically compelled to be a harmonious creature, to get along with others, to be a part of the family group. So expressing your opinions, your point of view, your ideas, that becomes progressively more disruptive to someone like you, because you are standing for peace and flow and joy and happiness and harmony, and most people could care less about that. If you're tuning into the Daily Enlightenment, then you've always seen things differently than the people around you. Negativity made much less sense to you, right? For other people, they're like, negativity, that's the way to go. But that point of view, your point of view that kindness, appreciation, acceptance, harmony, joy, love, that perspective is opposed by most people in your life. So as a young person, you weren't the alpha, right? So you're not in a position to determine or dictate what the family's up to. And that puts you into a pickle, right? Because if you persist in giving your opinions, then you're labeled as obstinate or difficult or a problem, and you're punished for giving your opinion on things. And so what happens is then you're probably compelled to keep your opinions repressed. And suddenly now you're compromising your own personal inner integrity. You're someone who has had a knowing your whole life. Just be honest. And you know when you're not being completely honest about what you feel, what you think, what you see, what you experience. It feels terrible. So for most of us, we give up our point of view in favor of getting along with everybody else. We start to compromise our own personal integrity. And this instinct is not a bad thing. You don't want to make it wrong. It's just time now to clean up the mess, okay? I have found that the typical seeker, like you, of enlightenment, like me, we've done all kinds of work on the inside. And most people have done tons of inner work before they met me. They've forgiven people, they've made peace with people, they've worked to forgive themselves, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? There is some insidious stuff that you haven't been being honest about, and it is predominantly the stuff that you are compromising. It's unworkable for you, but you're so damn powerful. You do it anyway. You're so good. You can take action and go forward in life, even though it's compromising you and making you feel bad. It's like, well, for the good of the family, for the good of the kids, for the good of other people, for good of getting along, for that kind of stuff. That's the ruthless honesty we're going to deal with today, because that disrupts your peace. Unfortunately, most people have only reached base camp in their climb to the summit of enlightenment, which is expressed, in my point of view, as a quiet mind living an epic life. And really going all the way is about dealing with the unexamined, unexpressed inner conflicts that you might be experiencing. Now, this might be a place where you feel like, your lack of integrity is such that I can't be totally honest, Matthew. It's too risky. I have to do this thing because of these consequences. You're not facing some consequences. You aren't saying what you really think to people because you fear losing some benefit or being punished in some way. But see, where are you not being honest with yourself? Today's the day to start working on it. What are you doing because it's the right thing to do? But if you're being honest, you're actually sacrificing your own inner peace in the process. What are you not saying because of some fear of retribution? What do you keep saying? You know what, someday when all the conditions are finally correct, then I'm going to do the things that I want to do that feel good to me, that bring me peace. What have you been saying like that? Today's the day. So I want you to do this. I want you to take one thing, and I want you to be ruthlessly honest with yourself. I want you to ease the insanity of the survival consciousness. Now, here's one way that you can do that. Listen to the traitor release meditation that I've created for you, because most of the time this unwillingness to have ruthless honesty is connected to the hidden motive to survive called traitor, where you're not being honest with yourself and others about what you really want, who you really are, what would be best case scenario for you, what would make you happy, what would make you feel good, what would honor you. We keep that stuff hidden for fear of retribution. So I'll put the link down below. Make sure to download that. Those are my gift to you, okay? So you want to do the traitor release meditation. And that's my question for you today. What is one place that you're going to be ruthlessly honest with yourself today to restore your own integrity and your peace of mind? Will you leave that in the comments for me? My name is Matthew Ferry, author of Quiet Mind, Epic Life, and I want you to make sure to like this daily enlightenment. Will you share this daily enlightenment with your fellow spiritual hooligans? Will you leave me a comment? That's what says, hey, this is something that other people should be listening to and watching, and all these incredible services that we're using will then spread the message if you'll interact in that way. So help me help the world by saying, hey, I like this. I'd appreciate it. Now, also consider subscribing, because if you subscribe, then you'll get the notifications that the next one is here. And then consider joining us in our Spiritual Hooligan Facebook group, because there's a whole bunch of us just like you. We're all hanging out together. We're all chatting and communing and uplifting and inspiring and supporting each other. I'll put the link down below. Thank you for tuning in to this daily enlightenment.